Hi guys, I'm back. In this video, we're going to answer the question, are addictions a symptom or a disease? So right now in America, we have a serious problem with opioid addictions, and because these are expensive and hard to get, then they're going to heroin, which is cheaper, and becoming addicted to that. So a lot of drug addictions. Now certain organizations are desperately trying to make these addictions into a disease, a brain disease, okay? Now why? Because it's a cash cow. You can make billions and billions of dollars if we get people to believe that it's a disease and not a symptom. It's called medication-assisted treatment, MAT, okay? Now here's the big problem. You're basically trading one drug for another drug, okay? Methadone, for example, is one of the drugs that they use. And the question is it less dangerous? Well, let's take a look. First of all, it's highly addictive. It's expensive. It can go up to $400 a week. It has side effects, okay? Seizures, decreased libido, impotence, weight gain, hallucinations, sleep apnea, vomiting, heart arrhythmia problems, death. In 2015, there's 3,300 deaths. That's a lot of people dying. Suicide thoughts, depression, apathy, panic attacks, paranoia, and there's a lot more, okay? Now, if you have a family member that has an addiction and you're presented with this solution, you really want to ask the following questions, okay? Number one, what is the success rate? Another name for success rate is a good outcome, okay? Well, their definition of a good outcome is the person is no longer taking the original drug, okay? It doesn't mean you're off this drug. It means that you're no longer taking the original drug. To me, that is not a good outcome. You're just exchanging a set of problems with a whole bunch of other problems as well. The next question you want to ask is, will the person ever come off the drug? Okay? What's the solution of getting them off methadone? Is there one? And then what are the studies out there that will prove medication-assisted treatment is effective? And I'm not talking about just getting them off the original drug, but really effective of getting them off all the drugs. And definitely find out what are all the side effects. And then once you have all the data, then make a good decision. Now, if I had a friend or family member that had an addiction, this is what I would do in this next part. Okay, let's talk about the anatomy of an addiction. What happens? You have in the brain, you have a transmitter and then you have a receptor. And in between you have these little communication particles. So you have this communication that goes through the nervous system. It's called neurotransmitters. Okay, so in the blood, between glands, you have hormones, but in the nervous system, you don't have hormones. You have neurotransmitters, but it's the same principle. They're just communications that travel through the neurons. Okay, so the main neurotransmitter involved is dopamine, okay, but also GABA, serotonin, and there's other ones as well. But we're going to focus on dopamine right now. Okay, so now when a person takes an opioid or heroin or another drug, what happens, it's not the drug that's creating that effect. So the drug basically stimulates dopamine 10 times more than food or sex. So you can imagine having this incredible brownie with ice cream, with fudge and all these things. The sensation you get from that times 10, okay? So you can see how much desire a person's going to have once they take this the next time and the next time. So as they're taking this drug, what's going to happen, the body is going to block it. It's going to reject it. It's going to try to help your survival. So it's going to start to shut down and downgrade the receptor, okay? It'll be like your ears, putting earplugs in. So it's going to become resistant, like insulin resistance. So when the receptor is downgraded, the body's not going to receive dopamine anymore, and the production of dopamine is going to go down, okay? So now you're left with a dopamine deficiency, and that is going to create major withdrawals, okay? We call it an addiction. So all these addictive symptoms are basically a deficiency of these neurotransmitters, specifically dopamine. Okay, so what I would do is I would help rebuild the brain chemistry, because taking another drug to treat the so-called symptom doesn't fix the real problem. We want to rebuild the brain chemistry. Now, neurotransmitters basically are made from amino acids. So the amino acids that I would recommend, 5-HTP, L-Tryrosine, these are all precursors to these neurotransmitters, L-Glutamine, and something called DL-Phenylalanine. Another name for that would be DLPA, okay? Now, when you have these amino acids with the D and the L, basically that represents how the molecule is rotating left or right. Okay? When you have the combination of DL, you get the benefits from both versions of that amino acid. But these amino acids will not work if you don't add certain B vitamins, because the B vitamins are the co-helpers or cofactors to make everything work. So you definitely need B1, B5, B6, B12, folic acid, things like that. And of course, you would want to get a natural form. Nutritional yeast is awesome because nutritional yeast not only has the B vitamins, but it has the amino acids, it has the minerals. But I would also take these either individually or find some product that has all of these in it together, okay? I would also add minerals in there, potassium, calcium, magnesium, trace minerals, because these are also needed to actually help make these. Because remember, these are the foundations of proteins, and we need minerals and trace minerals to make proteins. And another point I would make sure is I would take apple cider vinegar with some water to help absorb these amino acids. I would also increase the dosage to make sure that we create more of an effect, because this person has a severe deficiency of dopamine, and you're going to need more than just a maintenance dosage. Okay, so in summary, I gave you some things to research. You can look at amino acid therapy and addictions, and I think the drug approach doesn't lead to an ultimate solution of a drug-free body. Thanks for watching. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Keep spreading the word and share this video.